Hey everyone, I come on here because I am doing another video. We just did a video on wife qualities, and now we're going to talk about wife qualities the biblical way. As you know, everyone talks about being a Proverbs 31 woman, a woman who upholds herself as a woman with honor and dignity and respect by way of the fear of the Lord. And I just want to talk about the different qualities of it being a biblical way. Of course, being a wife will require you to, one, place God first, having the fear of the Lord. The beginning of wisdom is the fear of the Lord. The beginning of knowledge is the fear of the Lord. And so we want to make sure that we have a reverence, we have an honor for God, because in order for us to honor our husbands, we would have to ensure that we have and give honor to God first and foremost as our first love, right? And so I'm going to read Proverbs 31 so that we can make sure that we are trying our best to be a replica of what the Bible declares to be a virtuous wife. Of course, it's not always easy to be a Proverbs 31, but with time, growth, maturity, wisdom, just learning, unlearning, and just being open to change and redirecting things and criticism, it will be a lot easier for us to become the Proverbs 31 woman. Because as we know, everyone wants to be a Proverbs 31 woman, but show no fruit of a Proverbs 31 woman. We're going to read Proverbs 31, starting at verse 10, the virtuous wife, so that we're just ensuring that our upkeep shows us to actually have qualities of a wife the biblical way. My prior video, we just talked about wife qualities as in just qualities in a woman, whereas the virtuous wife, just biblical wife. We want to talk about what that looks like, especially a woman of God, one who fears the Lord, one that's focused on the plan, the purposes that God has for our lives. We want to make sure that how we show up for our husbands is the way that God would love for us to show up for them. So Proverbs 31, starting at verse 10. Who can find a virtuous wife? For her worth is far above rubies. The heart of her husband safely trusts her, so he will have no lack of gain. She does him good and not evil all the days of her life. She seeks wool and flax and willingly works with her hands. She is like the merchant ships. She brings her food from afar. She also rises while it is yet night and provides food for her household and a portion for her maidservants. She considers a field and buys it for her profits. She plants a vineyard. She girds herself with strength and strengthens her arms. She perceives that her merchandise is good and her lamp does not go out by night. She stretches out her hands to the distaff and her hands hold the spindle. She extends her hand to the poor. Yes, she reaches out her hand to the needy. She is not afraid of snow for her household, for all her household is clothed with scarlet. She makes tapestry for herself. Her clothing is fine, linen and purple. Her husband is known in the gates when he sits among the elders of the land. She makes linen garments and sells them and supplies sashes for merchants. Strength and honor are her clothing. She shall rejoice in time to come. She opens her mouth with wisdom, and on her tongue is the law of kindness. She watches over the ways of her household and does not eat the bread of idleness. Her children rise up and call her blessed, her husband also, and he praises her. Many daughters have done well, but you excel them all. Charm is deceitful and beauty is passing, but a woman who fears the Lord, she shall be praised. Give her of the fruit of her hands and let her own works praise her in the gates. Amen. That's good. It says, but a woman who fears the Lord, she shall be praised. Beauty is passing. Wow. Charm is deceitful and beauty is passing. That's deep because charm can be very deceptive, as well as beauty, it passes. You know, we get older with age, we start to wrinkle. The beauty may pass, but someone who has the fear of the Lord, they shall be praised. Amen. Amen. If we're talking about the biblical way, we would, of course, apply the Proverbs 31 virtuous wife passage, where it gives you more of a overall view of what a godly, virtuous woman would do for their family. I pray that this discussion has been a blessing to you, as it's been a blessing to me. If you have not had an opportunity to listen to my first video where we talk about wife qualities and then just the different debates regarding people stating that someone is not a wife if they're not married and the tense is being viewed, whether it be literal, figurative, or spiritual. I believe it will be a video that will bless you as well. And I thank you guys for joining. Thanks, everyone.